with these annoying heroes because they are probably the most annoying team to play against in terms of when they don't want to take the fight, they're not going to be taking the fight. They're going to be doing something else on the map with these multiple Helm of the Dominators with position 4 Slarks that they love to run. And this
bracket
also leaves
quarterfinal
Beastmaster in the goal if Parivision wants to grab it
team
because
Parivision
there's
versus
no
team Hero
gyrocopter, seeing that there
ကျ
is
တော့ပြတ်မှာပါဒီ
Undying
team
as
နဲ့
well
တင်း
banned
ရ
out,
တော့
so
ပုံစံကြည့်
potentially
ရ
it
အောင်
could be a
တ
good
ယောက်တော့
opener for
အဲ့
Parivision. We
တော့
talked about
Hero တွေကလည်းသူ
getting like one really good pick at the
ခိုင်းလျောက်
start
အား
of
လျော
the
က်ကြတော့
draft.
ကောင်းတယ်
Mostly it has been
Parivision ကတော့
offlaner
ပြော
getting something
ကျွန်
from
တော်မြင်နေ
Ian, some Enigma,
မြင်နေ
and also
မြင်ခဲ့ကြတဲ့အ
maybe a
တိုင်း
bit
ပဲ
of a flex with some Kunkka
ဆောင်း
potentially
ကျန်း
that
တယ်
they can run across
အဲ့
to
လို
I mean, I kind of like that though, because if you have to open your draft
စစ်
with
ထမ်းနဲ့
Beastmaster, right?
ဟုတ်လားမသိ
If you're
ကြည့်လိုက်
in P-Vision's side, you're probably thinking,
Yo.
oh, if we have Beastmaster often, it means that my position 4
Sit
can't
down
actually
there.
run around and
Yeah.
just do his own thing. He kind
Sit
of
down
needs
there.
to stay and secure his lane, you know. So
Private
that's kind of
view.
like a little bit of upsetting
Beastmaster.
the way they normally have to play. Because with Beast, I think that ideally the situation is you have a position 4 that's range, that you want to sit in the lane and secure the Beastmaster's lane. And if they don't really want to do that, so this might be a good pivot, you know, for Hero.
This was one of the first teams, though, P-Vision, I'm speaking of, that would run the Beast as mid and as carry as well. So I could definitely see if like Beast gets countered in lane, they just run it as another position. Or like, let's say you have a free safe lane as Beastmaster, I could absolutely see Satanic flying Beast.
Yeah, when the maps changes were first introduced, we really thought we were...
Oh, yeah, baby. You're kidding. First pick.
All right, do your bench.
What about the stable openers? What happened to that?
Well, we never talked about heroic teams.
There's no stability here.
They're doing it for the crowd. Look at the cheeky smiles like KJ and Caps. They definitely knew that punch pick was going to get a reaction.
Wow, I really respect this. I mean, Hook one-shots the boar, doesn't one-shot the Dom creep anymore. But I will say, if you're playing Aghanim Scepter plus Flesh Heap, you run in, all the Beast summons hitting you, it doesn't do any damage. The Beast Aghanims is also effectively damage over time. Like, Flesh Heap counters all of this. I actually think Pudge is one of the better heroes against Beastmaster in general. Once you get a BKB on Beast Dismember, you can kill Beast while he's BKB'd with a little bit of extra damage. So it's honestly not a bad pick here. But yeah, I'm really shocked Clockwork is not out of the pool. Like, this is how they make Pudge work as an offlane. Is they do the lane manipulation. It is always...
You know what, we had this discussion, right? We were saying, is it important to actually ban it, or we just let them get the clockwork, and you know, before you start the game, you try to control your side of the rune, and you anticipate his movement, you place the one, and you kill him when he's trying to block the creeps with the clogs.
Yeah, and I think
because it's important to block the first one. He can do it the next time, but it's not so impactful after that.
And we disagreed on this, where I think that you would have to invest too much to deal with Schofield, and he
loves to do that.
He loves to do that. You're playing into his hand, but it is an interesting question. You know, I have to see it happen.
And there it is.
Well, you're going to get an answer eventually.
P-Vision knew this was coming.
You know, one of the better supports to like stop that is something like a Bane, because you can just go in and sleep him. So I wonder if they're going to try to do that. But the downside is Bane is not as good against the Clockwork in the mid game. He's only good at stopping lane shenanigans with the sleep.
I think SD is the same. Well, you can't SD either because it's the cogs that aggro the creeps, right?
I mean, you have to wait for him to come, and before he does it, you have to sleep or disrupt.
That's the problem, is where he does it is literally at the tier 1. He walks into tier 1 range and aggroes from like far away. It's like there's a very small window where you can stop him from doing this.
I would love to see some position 4/5 that is going to give them something to get out of the cogs. Snapfire is still available, so you can push him out of the cogs. Also potentially good against Hook, good against Dismember, so you're not taking the rot damage as well.
Yeah, are there any other supports that sort of do that? I do want to go back to the clock a little bit more with that, because for me, I'm looking...
လာကြည့်ပေးကြတာပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်မကြည့်ပေးချတာပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်ကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်ဩကျုပ်သွားလူကြီးထပ်ပြုတ်ပြီးတော့စောင်းအောင်တော့ကြာ BBN ကြီးကြော်နေရတယ်
I guess mid Pudge is the idea.
Potentially, but I think they're just going to keep things.
I mean, they must know something that we don't, you know.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm wondering. Like, we see it from Heroic very straightforward, just off lane, but
Parivision
showing that same thing.
ဘုကလည်း crow ပတ်ပြန်ထောက်လာတယ်
But either way, the snap does come out as well. Exactly what you're looking for, Lucas.
မန်ကြီးကိုမစ်အနေနဲ့
Yeah, it also gives you a good amount of damage.
See,
It
then
gives
if I
you
got
more
me,
of a teamfight Beastmaster. I love the 1-2 combos that you can pretty much kill any hero on the map.
It's
One roar
easy.
with the Snapfire ulti, Monkey King, Boundless with the Wukong.
I mean, don't forget if it's a pause 5 snap, you just go into the lane and you learn your shredder and you kill the cogs.
Yeah.
So that is like
that.
very annoying for the clockwork in the game.
Pudge is also a very low armor hero. So running into the lane and little shreddering him at level 1 is pretty good.
Have you seen the Blightstone build?
I have seen the Blightstone build. I don't think it's that good. I feel like little shredder already does what you need it to do. I mean, the weird thing here though is like Pudge clock is not going to be laning. That's why I'm not a huge fan of like the Monkey Kings and Undyings, these heroes that normally counter the melee offlaners. There will be 2 lanes. There will be Clockwork cutting one wave, and then Pudge playing on the other wave. And both heroes will be farming just fine. You will 50-50 this lane always. That's why Heroic plays this strategy. So I'm curious to see what Parivision does. Like, I think that idea of like hard countering it with the Bane makes sense, or bringing a position forward that can help.
Crystal Maiden, that's another uncontested hero so far at TI, getting picked up here.
It's for the Pudge.
Oh,
it's
Frostbite.
Crystal Maiden.
I think it's a carry.
It's a carry Pudge.
Frostbite.
Wow.
Also, the Flesh Heap plus the Crystal Maiden facet
Barrier.
allows you to be extremely tanky. Do not mess with this. Like, this is super
Really?
insane if you want to turn the fight around with the stick, with the barrier, with the Flesh Heap as well. You feel like you're going to kill them, and then they just stop taking
Blue
There's also
ile
another
tab
thing
chao
where
wa
she's
so bi la
one
ni.
of the better supports
Position
of the
1
game
so bi la.
because you have Frostbite
Sabi.
and you can kind of kill it.
It's
in
the
a way.
one thing that still works against the creep.
If you're laning against a Beastmaster and someone
I mean, you
that
still
builds
kill the
Helm
boss.
but
You
what's
still
the,
kill the boss before he gets helm.
right? Then but
See,
what's
then
the
it
skill
me pa so
build?
de ne.
Um,
Ma ba so yung yaw.
Most
You
of
go
the
show
time, I
me
think
be like.
you would get your Frostbite max because you want the cast range.
Oh,
shield,
the
and
camera
everything
you
else.
see
You
so.
have, I think the cooldown, the lockdown as well, because it's easier for Pudge to follow up if you have a higher point in cast Frostbite.
Yep.
Pudge CM is just one of the most classic
It's
lanes.
crazy lane. You just die at level 1 if you're not careful, you know.
Yeah.
Frostbite into hook, you die.
I love Pudge in the safe lane. I mean, I play at 5. I grief my games. But the tree spots that you can now hook into, you need like 2 trees to Quelling Blade to get out. Otherwise, you run through the tower.
This is a very good pick into the Pudge potentially.
Lifesteal.
This is one of his worst matchups.
See, then he lifesteal
against Pudge.
30 ah.
You can't really fight him because he does more damage because you have a lot of HP. I mean, the only good thing about it is you can bite him during his rage, you know?
Yeah, they have a couple of BKB piercing tools against the Lifestealer, but overall a good matchup. What Pudge Core doesn't like to be playing into is some stacking damage, playing into Ursa, playing into Viper, playing into Lifestealer, these type of heroes that can actually man-fight him. And you're also going to be fighting into Monkey King, whether this monkey is going to be played for...
Lifesteal. Okay, but home there. Well, Sabi. Ooh, something.
Diffusal Blade, and this is something that Pudge doesn't like to be playing into. If he has no mana, you're basically just...
You're also getting
just
ganked by Ghoststorm.
Yes.
He's coming with a creep. He is the creep, and you're going to be able to kick the enemy carry out of the lane.
I think the Meepo ban is very smart, by the way. You do not want to get obsessed with this idea that it has to be a CM Pudge lane just because it's a classic lane. Because you can still rotate CM through the portal and play with the Pudge. Like, for the game, and for the early game especially, it's still very good. And this would be a phenomenal Meepo game.
Yeah, but if you do that, right, I feel like it's not easy to kick the Lifestealer. Let's say Lifestealer is already level 6. Like, it's not that straightforward for you to kill.
I think you would just play as,
like
the trio, and then Puck connects, and you're never going to kick the Lifestealer out, right? But I literally saw them do Clock Pudge against Lifestealer Undying, which is a harder lane than this, and they did fine. Because he's just farming on Pudge.
So would you say like the gate wards are going to be very important if they're going to play like this? You have to place wards to see those moves coming.
Definitely.
Can be very game-changing.
Or jungle wards if the trio is like
DK banရတယ် Vice Spirit banရတယ်
side lane in the
Meepo ကြီး ban ရတယ်
This ban
ဒီဘက်က
from
Meepo ပြန် ban တယ်
Void Spirit, even though they have a good amount of lockdown, you have Frostbite. This hero has a good matchup against Puck in the mid
Then
lane.
he
The
account
other one I'm
on
looking
ban
for
nó
is
có side
potentially
lane time
Arrow
now
Spirit, because you can build
Nature
Mage
Prophet.
Slayer. Blade Mail
Go
is
back.
not as good as it was, so we're seeing them going back potentially for some Spirit Vessel.
Feel
If it's a
my
good game
like
for it,
stealing.
going for the Mage Slayer as well. And so far I'm seeing Heroic having all magic damage, even though Pudge, if it's going to be core with the Rotten Core, he's still dealing good amount of right clicks, but most of the damage.
Parivision နဲ့တော်ကောင်း
And by the way, the good shout on the Void Spirit
Yeah,
ban, that also
sorry,
means
the-
that
that-
they think
that-
that it
that-
can be
that-
monkey
I was
sport.
going to say, like, could you not still move that
ဒီက
monkey
လည်း
into-
နည်းနည်းထူလာရင်တော့
And
မှား
it is
ပါ
a 9-class specialty hero from back in the day. I don't think it's as good because the Simian Stride, you need to level the jump up to level 5 before you're getting the instant jumps. It's a lot worse, but I don't think 9-class really cares about that sort of thing.
Thing is, they're gonna have to reveal it, right? They're not gonna be able to have that flex. Is it a Monkey King mid? Is it a Monkey King 4? Going into this, they're kind of just gonna have the last pick and place their odds on exactly where they think the Pudge is. It's still 2 carries that they're banning out, both Meepo and Terrorblade.
I like
Do you guys like the Monkey King mid and you pick something like a Rubik for 9 class to play the lane? Seems like a pretty decent Rubik game.
There's some good spells to steal.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, Monkey versus Puck is a classic matchup that I think no one in particular has done really well in.
Nice
Oh, this is good. This is something
Nice
that,
stroke.
Position for Night Stalker?
that NA team did use. And got banned a couple of times against it, I believe. Night Stalker, like, Puck doesn't get to play the game. It's a very difficult matchup for him, forcing
You have to buy BKB.
by either a BKB
Oh,
early
this
on,
is-
4-stab
oh,
doesn't
oh,
work,
oh,
but once you go in, like, having a vision,
Sana
beam,
fire
it
ကောင်
also
ပါ
allows you to have
ကျွန်တော်ကောင်နဲ့
lifesteal,
hitter ဆော့လို့ရ
inside
တဲ့ကောင်
Night
ကြီး
Stalker. There's a lot of memes that
League
you
game
can
တော့ဘုံ
actually
စဉ်း
do
စား
with
နေ
Snapfire with
Ali
the
game နဲ့
Active
နိုင်အောင်
Ability
ဆော့
and
ဖို့
Fast
တော့
and just pitting someone out
စူး
so
စမ်း
you
မယ်
have
ကောင်
two
လေးတစ်ကောင်
heroes.
ထုတ်လိုက်ကောင်းမယ်
We're
ထ
gonna
င်
save that for the later stages, but I think overall this is a very good Night Stalker pick. Even though the hero is not the strongest right now.
Some sort of illusion.
စဉ်းစားပါပြီ
would
ဟို
be
က
so
drug
good here.
drug က
Like if Naga was
တော်တော်စားတဲ့ drug
okay, they go for Ursa.
ကဲအားစားပြီပြောတဲ့အတိုင်းပဲ Ali game မှာ
Makes more sense than why they did ban
တိုက်ရိုက်လို့ရမယ်
that
ကောင်ကြီး
Terrorblade
ထုတ်ပလိုက်ပြီ
towards
ဒီဘက်က
the
လည်း
end, wanting to
Okay လေ
get into
ပွဲကြည့်ကောင်းပြီ
a mid beast and an off lane Night Stalker actually was what it is. So that's the change up that happened. And 9 class is still just going to stick
ကဲ
to that Monkey King for himself.
Monkey
And then
position
Yuma
4
having the Ursa last pick.
Yeah, it's a very good
Four
carry
lah,
to
how-
carry matchup
four.
against the live stealer.
Yeah.
I kind of like it, and it's also good against the beast in the lane and
no
in the
one
game.
primate beast
And I feel like
mid ကို
overall,
ကြည့်ရ
I'm
မယ်
not so sure about the Night Stalker. I know the Night Stalker has
primate beast တောင်
great
ပြောပါတယ်
against
beast
the
master
silence
beast
against the
ပြော
block.
နေတာ
But can he secure Beast Master? Actually, it's not an offlane Beast Master. It is
It's a mid beast.
it's a mid beast. Oh, so
Yeah.
it's going to be support Monkey King.
ကျွန်တော် monkey မဲ့လို့ထင်ခဲ့တာ
Again,
monkey ရဲ့
we're
beam
seeing
ဆော့ beam master
DM
ကောင်းပါတယ်
gets his lane griefed. Monkey King
Yeah,
a double melee against Ursa and CM just doesn't sound
ဒီ
that
ဘက်က
fun.
ကျွန်တော်ပြောလို့ပဲဗျာ snapfire လွဲလို့ snapfire တော့ဒါ leg game ဆိုရင်သူကလည်းသူကျန်းတဲ့အဲမှာလည်းပါ ကျန်တဲ့ကောင်တွေလည်း hitter ဆော့လို့ရတဲ့ကောင်တွေ
Because
ကြီး
of the extra movement speed, has a lot of region as well. Want to see
ပဲ leg
the
game
lane
ကို
shenanigans
တော့မစင်းစား
so
နဲ့
that'll
early
be
game
interesting
မိနစ်
to
30
find
တဲ့
everyone.
ချက်
Yeah, the gate gangs are going to be very crucial to watch. Who can destabilize?
I mean,
the
division
lane.
over
I think
chạy.
it's probably more important for heroic.
division
here
over
to
chạy đấy.
start and
Parivision at night
try to
chạy.
snowball with their heroes. Whereas for Parivision, they just want to like get the levels and try to play a slower game. And eventually, they're going to have that overwhelming vision to win the team fights.
Okay, well, it's that offlane Pudge, and I know you love Pudge, Jenkins, so I'm going to give you a little bit of time to talk about it.
ဒါနဲ့သူများတွေပါကြတယ်ဆိုတော့ခုနောက်
Which set he's going to use? That's what matters on
I can see on my screen here which set he's using.
That's cheating. You can't do that.
It's the best set to use, to
Okay.
be fair. I mean, yeah, I agree with what these gentlemen said, which is I feel like the laning phase will definitely go for P-Vision. They're going to win that. But then after that, like after the 5-minute mark, once the lanes start breaking down, then we're going to look at this trio. We're going to look at Whisper, the Clockwork, the Puck, running around, CM going through the portal, and see if they can get kills in those moments. Like, this is how Heroic makes space for Yuma.
Okay, all right. Look, I was checking behind my shoulder because I already saw Slacks with one coach, and I was wondering why we weren't hearing from him, and that's because Slacks has both coaches.
Absolutely, absolutely, my friends. I have brought the 2 biggest brains in Brazil here to fight it out. I dubbed this segment the US East server. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome. Now, you were having a conversation before the camera came on. What did you say to this man?
I asked how spicy would the interview be.
How spicy will the interview be? No, not too spicy, not too spicy. But
Okay,
let's go ahead
hold on,
and
bro,
ask,
Vision, jaya.
why did you give them their iconic Pudge Clockwork? Pretty risky stuff.
For respect then, so the best way to show respect
Parivision
is
at night
giving
on a chain
threat
day.
and beating
No.
it.
Oh! It is spicy! All right, last one, last one. Any words for him? You gave him a lot of 100% heroes. Snapfire, you know, the Monkey King. What do you think?
I think we should give them the best strategy and beat it, you know?
Okay, all right, gentlemen, give yourself a handshake here before we get into it. Let's get into this match between these very good friends and these 2 fantastic teams.
Thank you very much,
Slacks, yes, we're getting ready for the action here. It's going to be Parivision up against Heroic. What a way to start the draft,
Perfect.
right? We get the Pudge coming through. I mean, there was no way they weren't going to do this, right? When you saw what they were able to do during the road to TI, you got to go with these Pudges and these clocks. The question is, are Parivision going to be able to deal with it here on the main stage?
That's the question, right? Because I think Schofield, for time and time again, especially at internationals, he has broken ankles. Even at other tournaments, of course, too, but he's playing his signature and a ton of signature heroes, as we do see across the board. Master tiers, grandmasters all over the place. This will be an absolute treat, as we do see pointed out by our beautiful observer right there. Yeah, this has so much excitement in it because there's some heroes that maybe were not really countered so much, right? The puck, limited disables on one side. They clean up the draft with the Night Stalker at the end on the side of Parivision to just have that type of lockdown. And this long silence could definitely be pretty disruptive. It's something that even Ursa doesn't like to play against at times. Yes, the lane for the Ursa with the CM looks fantastic, but as we've seen sometimes, lanes can be broken very early on. 9 Class has shown it, Schofield has shown it, that they just go through portals, they make all these crazy types of moves. So, yeah, we're in for a treat. This early game is going to dictate quite a bit.
And because overall as well, I mean, very much putting the vision into Parivision, right? Especially with this Night Stalker last pick. The sort of information that Parivision's going to be able to set up with in these kind of early to mid-game plays, it's going to be quite difficult for Heroic to catch them by surprise.
No, for sure. And we've seen it so many times, right? Parivision, that's a strategy they do. That's why they used to, well, I say used to, but that's why they do the Slark as this 4 position at times, right? They're a very vision-based team, picking and choosing their battles at ideal moments. So Heroic, I mean, it's kind of a good matchup for them, though, because this is a team that likes to cause chaos, likes to make a team make mistakes. And, yeah, when you have Pudge, this type of hero in particular can cause mistakes. You get hooked past position. Some really cool stuff that we could have coming in is...
And what do you sort of make of the last pick from Heroic, going for the Ursa to close this overall draft?
Obviously, for the side of Yuma, but it's a core-to-core matchup that they wanted. Because I was debating a couple other heroes that would be good for the game, perhaps, but I think they wanted something in particular that deals with Satanic. Because looking at the other 4 heroes, yeah, you have the bite that goes through, you have the clockwork hook shot that goes through that rage in particular, but you want somebody that can stand toe-to-toe. I think me and you were debating like Spectre or something, right? But these heroes just don't match that core-to-core matchup the same. So I think they just want him to be able to scale in these later stages.
And, you know, sort of talking about the bites, talking about the support, so getting Crystal Maiden coming in. We didn't see this hero at all during the road to the International. It's definitely not a rarity in pubs, right? This hero is played. Why was it not picked up until this point, and why do you think Heroic have gone with it here?
To be honest, I can't give you a direct answer of why it wasn't picked up in particular, but in this game, you have great setup. It's a great lane as well, too, if you know that you're going to be playing versus something like a double melee. And I think I've seen a lot of games, especially from Parivision. It's a double melee off lane. Yeah, they're going to creep pull, they're going to do some shenanigans, right? But at some point, CM is very good versus most double melee lanes, especially with an Ursa,
So you think that Heroic, they do have the tools to sort of match the pressure that Parivision will put on during the laning stage, or kind of heroes to heroes, it will still be tough overall?
I absolutely think they can, yeah. It's just this top lane. I want to say that, the lifesteal and the snap should come out advantageous, but I've seen Heroic play almost versus the same lane and came out ahead with the Pudge in the past. So, yeah, curious to see how these lanes are going to be played as... We have an extensive pause we got.
Yeah, because I guess that's because when we talk about the snap being in that lane and trying to deal with this kind of these Schofield clock movements, is this sort of a hero that you're picking because it's going to be kind of chasing around the clock, or are you just trying to focus on fully punishing the Pudge when they're left alone?
I think it's the punishment, but also they mentioned something on the panel there. I don't remember who it actually was, but you can kill the cogs, so you can do some little things to disrupt this clockwork. The cookie's not as effective, but there are ways that you can play around it. And I think, yeah, Pudge, low armor, can definitely look to take advantage if you get a good position to pressure with that snap. Did you see what was going on?
Okay. Apparently should be good to go pretty soon. Just getting some final things lined up in the booth, making sure all players are ready to roll.
Something I'm looking forward to is, we're likely to have some Dominators, of course, in this game. At least 2, potentially even 3, because we do know 9 Class likes to build it. But Heroic, they don't have a Dominator build.
I don't think, they don't need no Dominators.
No,
maybe some of the victories they had, but definitely a lot of the wins that they were getting towards that second half of the Road to the International, where they started to hit this win streak. They were just doing it with kind of just raw chaos.
Exactly.
And especially around these 2 heroes, of course, that they have opened up the draft. So this sort of game 1 as well, it's going to be very much a test or a showing from them whether other teams, and if Parivision down the line in the draft in this series, need to make sure that they don't let this kind of Pudge clock get through as the first 2. if Heroic can get this game one win, they're definitely going to have a lot of implications in how Parivision is going to have to start their draft in game 2 against them.
Absolutely. I'm so glad that we actually did get. I knew we were going to get it, right? The double coaches down there, they're such good friends. I think this is going to be a really interesting kind of thing that maybe dictates how the rest of the drafts are going to go for this series in particular. Because they might just give them everything. Both sides might just go, you know what? We'll just give you guys what you want, and we'll see what happens. Because the bans, if you saw, were pretty specific. There was a gyrocopter ban in the first phase. You don't see that. So.
No, absolutely. No, and indeed, as we heard from the coaches, you know, the respect they have, they want
what the fuck?
The enemy gets the best of you know, maybe sort of, you know, just sort of a mutual agreement that kind of played out during that draft as well, in the fact that both teams did get those strong.
Oh my god.
But we do have this pause at the moment.
We do. It will be over pretty shortly, and hopefully once the pause is over,
Anticipation.
Kệကြည့်နေပြီလို့ဘာတွေလုပ်နေကြရတော့လို့ဘာတွေအဲ့ဒါတက်နေကြရလဲ
scribbling on the mini map.
Yeah, they were playing tic-tac-toe. They drew some stars. I don't know. But it looks like we're underway. Ducalis.
Gee, stop it.
Ducalis has said he's ready.
Come on, man.
See if Heroic's got everything good as well in their booth.
တစ်ဖက်ကတော့ကြည်သွားပြီတစ်ဖက်ကတော့ကြည်
Hopefully
သွား
we'll then get the word to get this game underway. But one thing for sure, I don't think this is going to be a game that's going to have a pretty slow opening 20 minutes.
No, I don't think this series will, period, right?
No.
These two teams are definitely going to be looking to run at
Right,
each other. Heroic maybe more so than Parivision, who does like to play, as you mentioned, more about the vision, controlling the map. But let's go.
Right,
We're
thank
underway.
you very much for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. We're ready to get into the action here between Heroic and Parivision. And action we should definitely be getting.
And look at this, Parivision, they want to secure that lane in particular, right? They don't want Schofield to do his little put a sentry to make the lane meet at a weird position, get the cogs down to mess with things. So they're trying to protect their jungle as much as possible here to prevent these type of moves and maybe an early hook, right? So you see Parivision, they will back away. Heroic places a deep early ward, and we are underway.
Parivision holding back, but still under the cover of smoke. Still difficult, really, for them to approach and try and make a play into this. So yeah, purely defensive, so making sure they don't get tripped up by Heroic as the lanes do set up.
See, if Heroic wants to stick a third hero just for the start of the lane, since they do have that CM Pudge combo, they could look to potentially go for that quick early first blood.
That's true.
Yeah,
a chance. Play could be pretty tasty and a very good thing to go for, especially here on the main stage. Now, if you could you could start to tilt them a little bit.
Yeah, look, let's see the positioning. Schofield, he's doing what he does. He's going to immediately run in, put the cogs down, or just body block the wave until the cogs get closer. And that lane positioning, it's going to be, exactly where they ideally would want it. Let's see if Satanic catches the wave. We do see this combo is up here.
Yeah, let's see.
Getting
ready just in case Satanic steps out a little too far. They're going to go for the hook. They're going to be able to grab him away from the creep wave. They'll get him caught in the cogs. They'll have to skill the level 1 rage to back up. So no kill to be found, but a decent bit of damage there from that early setup and an early aggressive poke from Heroic, showing that Satanic's got to be on his toes.
And then we do see Ducalis does what we were mentioning, right? What the panel was talking about as well, too.
Or just
be able to harass a hero like Pudge, who's 2 armor, super low arm in this hero, so we'll be able to attempt to these moves.
Now let's see how well he does. Because I feel like even in some of the lanes where you expect Whisper's Pudge to get punished, he ends up coming out insanely far. So very, very comfortable in this position.
Yeah. And let's see Schofield, he's going to be doing his annoyance in this lane. But overall, I would say Satanic should have a pretty free time up here unless some crazy stuff happens from Schofield and Whisper. And looking at the other lanes in particular, it's similar, right? Parivision does have very strong setup for the lanes. The mid Beastmaster versus the Puck is very, very strong matchup. The bottom lane is the one that can be a bit different, where the Ursa and the CM can take advantage. So 2 lanes that do look quite strong for the side of Parivision at the start.
I mean, and sort of take advantage to the point where is there kind of sort of a stage in this bottom lane where the Ursa CM can get kills?
Oh, absolutely. And anytime that they do see a misposition, misstep there from DM, they could look for it. Same thing from 9 class, but 9 class also can do some pretty annoying stuff, as we've seen from him on this Monkey King, of going through the portal, bringing numbers to an area that is not as expected. So this mid lane, I've seen the Beast most of the time come out ahead, but also these pucks usually don't fall that behind anymore in a lot of these matchups that they used to struggle, like the Earthshaker versus Puck matchup, which used to be a hard one. Now these pucks just do fine because of curveball. So we'll see how no one does in this matchup with Analog.
It definitely feels like a mid matchup where, I mean, probably from both teams, right? The supports, rotations early on could warrant a kill in that mid lane.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know if we'll see an early rotation, though, because these side lanes they do need their supports to stay there. As we do see early aggression, even from bottom, DM, getting the early point in silence. Maybe they'll be able to play this lane a little better than anticipated, even though it's versus Ursa CM.
CS-wise in the top lane so far, 8-4 on Whisper against Satanic 13-3. So I see the damage here coming in with a little shred and a few right clicks. Not too fun for the Pudge here on the early levels against these two. Anytime that Schofield steps away.
Yeah, he even went for the chainmail immediately on Whisper, right?
And they've got to watch out for this, though. Something about Schofield and sniping the carrier's couriers. It's happened so many times.
We had that one series earlier.
Yeah, he got like the DK's courier like, 3 times in a row or something. So Satanic's definitely going to have to be a bit more careful with his courier placement when he gets those, or he's trying to get those items brought out. Because Schofield, he will be on top of the timings. Like, you know for sure, right? He's keeping track of when that courier's respawning, and he's going to be ready to get in position to go for it again.
100%. I mean, that's his best involvement that he can have up here is really killing the couriers and just
3 minutes
disrupting them from
Kili
killing
don't
the
see
hunters.
them.
Right now,
Kili
you see
dem la
Whisper,
di no.
he
Muna
truly
ro
is
si
struggling
ne
up
team
here.
lo
He
we.
even bought the chainmail level 1
Jay ye ho
when he had
pa
the
wa.
gold so that he could try to survive the pressure. But look at it, it's constant.
Yeah, poking him underneath the tower. Still have to be careful. I mean, you saw that anytime that Ducalis tries to step up and go for that, if he lines himself up to get hooked under the tower, could get turned around.
Definitely wants to have the lane in maybe a better position. They're not so close to that tower, so they can get aggressive.
Coffee.
Down on the bottom side of the map, Yuma so far 20 CS, 18-4 on DM, so being able to match the farm so far on this bottom lane. And yeah, indeed across the board, just Whisper is having the slightly tougher time top, but as expected.
To be expected, exactly. So mid, Analog is handling his own. 22-3 to the 26. A couple extra denies on no one, but
I mean, look at this damage. It gets harder now, though. I mean, no one just stepping up and just absolutely beating the hell out of this.
He dodged the
TPs are coming in. He's going pretty deep, no one.
No one is very deep.
It's taken a lot of tower hits as well.
Sorrow me do wa.
Is he going to be able to get away? There's going to be the all back up in a couple of seconds. Analog.
Chobi.
He's got him.
First blood there for Analog as no one gets far too greedy there with that aggressive dive.
He tries to go for the axes, but
Jam ya le tower ri twa lo da
he
te
has
bi
more than enough damage, and they lose the courier too.
That's a big kill to get as well. I mean, up to that point, the mid matchup was pretty close, but now Analog's going to get the chance to get kind of a full creep wave ahead, and having that first blood as well secured on the puck.
Massive. 2 couriers also being killed. Nighttime soon to end also. So DM, the bottom lane, will become much more difficult for him now as immediately they go aggro on this Night Stalker as the day
ကဲအော်လေ DM သေးတော့ Parivision အနိုင်နေထည့်တာသွားပြီနော် RD game ကတော့တောက်လျှောက်ဖိနေပြောတဲ့အတိုင်းပဲ RD game မှာနိုင်တဲ့ရိုက်နိုင်တဲ့အကောင်ရှိဟိုဖြစ်တယ်ဆိုရင်အော် sorry ရိုက်နိုင်မလား RD game
Very nice branch play. KJ was not quite in range. Yuma tried to get that advantage play there, but wasn't able to. And so far, I mean, Whisper, he has yet to die top, right? So he is getting something. He is, of course, getting sacrificed a little bit, but if he gets a hook kill, he'll be right back into it, which can absolutely happen at any moment.
Yeah, and the fact that he's not dying up there is definitely giving Schofield the freedom to just get to do Schofield things, moving up and down through the jungle, being around to provide pressure.
အနီနဲ့ဒီမှာလေကောင်းပါအနီနဲ့
No one able to get the kill. Schofield not able to do anything to help out that time. Parivision are going to try and chase Schofield a little bit, but I think as we'd learn, right, you've got to be careful when you're chasing Schofield. You don't want to waste too much time running down the clock, quite.
Never. If it's Schofield, you almost never do. Never want to chase him. Whisper.
Rotation's coming in. Jump forward here from 9 class. Schofield is around. Cogs down to try and hold Satanic back, but he's able to get round with the rage. To get the cookie connection as well. Boundless strikes up. Whisper trying to back up to the tower.
He's still alive.
The battery assault holds back Satanic. Whisper's going to be fine for now. Analog's TP'd over. Does have the Dream Coil available, but they won't even need to stick around because Parivision, they back up. They didn't get the kill. They're not going to try and make any crazy dives top.
Do they stick around for this Shrine of Wisdom? It looks like 9 class wants to.
I mean, the thing is that they're going to know that Analog's around.
Yeah, I don't know if they can contest this when the puck is in the area.
Whisper, they've got the vision there. Able to get the hook straight away. They catch 9 class. Analog jumps in with the burst. Whisper, they know that Analog's around.
Yeah, I don't know if they can contest this when the puck is in the area.
Whisper,
သိတယ်မဖြစ်ရှိနေ
jumps in with the burst. 9 class is
So
dead. Another bit of a greedy play there from Parivision, just underestimating the fact that Heroic of course they're going to be sticking around for that time.
Anticipate them putting the ward, I guess. He was trying to make that sneaky play, but yeah, Analog is just still in the area too, and Analog still has coil for that next move available too, if it does happen. As let's see how I'm move available too, if it does happen. As let's see how I'm just going to keep eyes on DM these next couple minutes, especially for Pvision, since it is this daytime. This is a very crucial point. If he's able to keep the lane in this position, he's going to get DM. And it does look like this wave is going to stay here, so that's very good for him.
Out there, fight it, hit the guy there. Look at it, swim, man.
Guy, man. Giving him that chance to get that hook. He has his phase boots finished up, though, so a lot easier for him to survive up here. And as you said, Schofield, it can't open up the map for him. Power rune. Ducalis is setting up.
9 class. It's going to end him with a jump, but now that Yuma's hit the 6, very hard to bully the bear. Unless they catch him in some sort of chain control between like the roar of no one on the Beastmaster if he makes a move down bottom.
Analog gets a haste. This is a big rune. Could potentially even save him. When you get this rune, when you're playing versus Night Stalker, it's the dream early game.
On top lane, a little bit of a dismember. He's going to force the TP reaction from no one. Comes in, drops the roar. That's a very dead whisper there.
Bait play there from Satanic.
Good
TP coming in from no one. They do know now, though, that no one has no resources since he did TP top.
I mean, they could try and dive in for DM bottom now.
He has ulti available, though.
He is going to be pretty slippery.
Yeah. DM is getting a lot down here, Owen. This is a big deal. He's level 6 now. He's going to be getting his Dominator pretty soon, too. Even though 9 class has left him for some time, he's getting way too much. And they're not able to bully him because of the positioning of that lane on that Night Stalker. He's just keeping it at his tower, not shoving it in. So that's going to be really important timing for him on this first night.
Another smoke up coming in from the two of them, Yuma and King Jungle's ready to make this play towards the top.
This is a clever move. This could catch him off guard.
Let's see what Pvision do in response. Ducalis, not a chance for him. Satanic
is in trouble.
Away from this. Whisper ready to
Sorry, Satanic.
Into the dismember.
What a move.
Excellent plays there.
Look, you may put the towel like that. Satanic. Take her live.
I love this. They just communicated that the Beastmaster TP top, he used his roar, he was leaving the area, so they're like, he's probably not going to stick in the area.
That's smart.
Quick gate move, get this kill. Very, very clever.
And also the fact that they knew that they couldn't really abuse the fact that the Night Stalker's alone still a very tough target to kill. Yep. The other lane's where to be, and they make it work.
DM has literally kept this lane at his tower like this for 3 minutes so far. So very good on him to be able to do that, but of course does open up the opportunity for Heroic to make an aggressive move as top.
They're going to strike back at Pvision. Looking pretty dead as well. So just as quickly as they get the 2 kills top,
quick
as
punish.
The action continues, Pvision returns to that top lane and make sure that they then secure some positive action for Satanic to get involved in.
Love that we're seeing these early moves already coming in, though. Pre-10 minutes, we've got 8 kills. Heroic, looks like Analog will get the benefit of getting this power rune again after getting the haste rune. Another very good one for him.
And these sort of movements, they're only going to continue, right, in the frequency that we're going to be getting them from these 2 mids each time the ultimates are up. And obviously from DM, he very shortly is going to be prepared to get involved, especially around these nighttime moments.
I think he's got the Dominator finished, right? So pretty early timing for this Night Stalker who's been left on an island to have this pickup. It's coming out in the Courier. He's got the Dark Ascension too if he wants to use it to get involved and get on top of the puck too, even though it is nighttime. See what the next move is going to be.
I mean, so far, if you're both of these teams, from Heroic side, who is it that they're most concerned about is getting the space? Because sure, DM's getting locked down bottom, but Satanic, he's getting a good chance and a good area at the map, especially with the security of both supports being in the area.